Good day, everyone. Welcome to our class, which is the school and the community school culture and organizational leadership. So, we are group three and your presenter of the day. I am Karen Bilela, and together with me is John Philip Labitad, Edwin Orbiso, Krista Del Campo, Jildan Franco Talaba, and Mr. John Harold Gamutan. So, our topic of the day is the continuation from the previous group's discussion of the chapter 2. And so in this day, we are going to learn the levels of school culture, assessing school culture, toxic school culture, and creating a positive school culture. Next slide, please. So these are the topics of the day. So without further ado, let's get started with the levels of school culture. Next slide, please. So Starrett in 1993 crafted a diagram that might help us imagine the school as being composed of layers resembling an onion. So the outer layer represents the operational level of the school. So to further understand what are these layers, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, to visualize everything, no? So these are the levels, the different levels of uh, the school, according to Starat. So the first level or the outer layer, it represent according to Starat, it represents the operational level of the school. So this is the level of school life one experiences on walking into a school building, seeing children on their way to class, etc. So underneath that layer is the organizational level of the school. And this layer is made up of all those organizing structures of the school, such as weekly schedule of classes. And the next layer is made up of the programs of the school. As you can see there, the purple one, that's the program layer of the school. So these includes various components of the academic program as well as the extracurricular programs. So under the program layer is the policy layer. So, yeah, the yellow one, the policies. So, it is here that we find the policies by which the school is run. So, beneath that layer, we find the goals and purposes level. Here we find the general goals of the school, the mission statement, uh, if there is one, sometimes even a philosophy statement. So, these statements tell what the community is striving to do or become or achieve. So nearing to the center of the onion, we find the level of beliefs of and assumptions. So kanang green one, no, the green one. So here would be what might be called the school's tacit. Tacit spelled as TACIT. So educational platform. Again, the school's tacit educational platform. We say tacit because most of the beliefs and assumptions are regularly explicated. We assume that children come to school to learn. We believe that parents have the best intentions for their children, and we assume that teachers want children to learn something in their classes. We assume people are rational. We believe that the state has the best interest of the children at heart in enforcing mandatory school attendance laws and etc. So, the list of beliefs and assumptions is potentially infinite, for they include beliefs about the most basic matters in life. So now, at the core of the diagram, sometimes flowing into the layer of beliefs and assumptions, are the myths and meanings by which people make sense out of their lives, by which they define value, by which human is striving to be judged, which help to place oneself in a definable order of things. The core is almost beyond articulation. So nevertheless, it is in that core of myth, meaning, and belief that leaders find the grounding for their vision of what the school might or ought to become. So at the core, we find myths of heroism, of human destiny, and of the nature of human society. Those myths are usually embodied in a story, in poems, in highly symbolic literature. So they shape our convictions, our beliefs, and our attitude towards most things. Because most of them, we can reach consensus on our beliefs and assumptions. So, so that are those are the layers of the school, no? According to Starrett in 1993. So those are the levels of school culture. And now, let's proceed in assessing the school culture. So, what are the basis man di ay in order for us to know what kind of school culture do we have? So, next slide, please. Okay. So, in assessing the culture within your school, you may use the instrument developed by Grunert and Valentin in 2015. So, the Culture Typology Survey. The Cultural Typology Survey, it allows individuals to recognize and rate the degree to which he or she observes and engages in certain behaviors within the school environment. Moreover, this activity is not judging the culture of the school, but rather allowing individuals to tabulate the actions of the school. So, for us to visualize what is this culture typology survey, let's look at the next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, that's it. So that's what the culture typology survey looks like. So naadiray mga rows and columns. So in the rows, we have there the 12 key aspect of the school culture. So which are the student achievement, collegial awareness, shared values, decision making, risk taking, trust, openness, parent relations, leadership, communication, socialization, and organization history. So that is what's written in the row nga kanang portion. And in the column, these are the kanang kuan siya no, like mura man siya rubric jud if you can uh if we are all familiar with what a rubric looks like, right? So in that, naatay mga butanganan og kanang sa ara sa culture typology survey, imo na siya butangan og kanang kuan kanang 1 point 1 point 1 point if ever imong school kay inana ang kanang dinalan. For example no, sa first row naa diha ang student achievement. So for example, inyong school kay nabilong mo sa row um sa column 1. So inyong column 1 diha kay naa diha ang many teachers believe that if students fail, it is the student's fault. So if in ana inyong school, mubutang mo point diha sa kanang kuan sa first column, no, sa kanang row 1 dapit. So sa next row na pud ka, naa dira ang collegial awareness. So if imong school na pud kay kanang many teachers do not care about the effectiveness of other teachers. So walay paki ay imong na-observe ba nga walay paki ang mga teachers sa ilang ka co-teachers inana ba kung unsa ilang gitudlo. So pwede ka diha mobutang sa first column. Pero if inyong school kay naa dira kanang teachers seek out opportunities to observe and discuss what other teachers are teaching. So mura bitaw siya somewhat collaborative ang mga teachers sa pag-discuss sa ilang lessons. So pwede na siya nga adto ka sa last nga column mobutang og point. So overall, after sa kanang 12 row nga butang nimo og points kay naa dira ang total sa column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, column F. So, after ana kung asay pinakadaghan og point, you'll be able to know what type of school culture do you have, no? So, naa tay 6 types of school culture. So, balik sa previous slide, please. So ana. So mao na no 12 key aspects of the school culture mo na ang katong nakasulat sa row kanang student achievement inana. So kaning 6 types of school cultures mao ni siya kung asa dapit gani nga kanang column ang daghan og point sa inyo ha. Mao ni siya ang definition of or ang ilhanan kung asang unsa nga type ang school culture nga nasa inyo. If sa first column daghan mo og points ara meaning the school is toxic. Sa second column pod it's fragmented. Third is balkanized. Fourth is contrived collegial. Fifth is comfortable and collaborative. And the sixth one is collaborative. So it really depends on kanang kung ano sa pag-rate ninyo. So, if you have time, you can really try no to rate what kind of school culture do we have. So, according to the cultural typology survey developed by Grunert and Valentine. So, that will be all for my part. So, the next reporter will be Miss Del Campo to discuss about the toxic school cultures. So, mo ni siya ang first, ang usa sa mga six types of school cultures. So, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, toxic school cultures. So, the dream of every educational leader is to have the desirable school culture where everything works well, but not all they have planned runs the way they have visualized it. Sometimes it goes the other way around. So, school culture is the underlying. We all know that school culture is the underlying set of norms, values, traditions, ceremonies, and unwritten rules of behavior, action, and thinking. So over time, this group or this school culture set of norms develops a set of values and beliefs that are glue that keeps it together. So there are oftentimes that culture is positive, nurturing, and professional and supportive of change and improvement. But sometimes, though, the culture has developed dysfunctional values and beliefs, negative traditions, and caustic way of interacting. So these are what Dill and Peterson 1998 called toxic school cultures. Also, Peterson 2002 state that toxic school cultures lack a mission and vision, value laziness and apathy, appreciate separateness and exclusivity, and have negative peer relationships. So next slide, please. Also, according to Grunert and Whittaker 2015, that these cultures focus on failures and use this as an excuse to remain stagnant. Also, they added that toxic school cultures encourage individuals to see failures as the inevitable results of circumstances outside of their control rather than as opportunities for improvement. And next slide. So these are the five negative or toxic school culture according to Peterson 2002. Number one is lack a clear sense of purpose. So in teaching the students or you as a staff, you don't have a clear sense of purpose on what you are doing in that school or what you want to contribute in the school. You don't have a clear path. So number two is have a norms that reinforce inertia. And number three is blame students for lack of progress. You blame students for because they are slow or they don't learn that what you have expected them to be. So, and number four is discourage collaboration. You you discourage teamwork to your students or your co-workers. And number five is often have actively hostile relations among staff. So you always have beef with each other or you don't like your coworkers. There's no teamwork or collaboration present in that school. So moreover, in toxic school culture staff, so we have seven. So number one is view students as the problem rather than as their valued clients. And number two, there's sometimes parts of negative subcultures that are hostile and critical of change. And number three is they believe that they are doing the best they can do and do not search out new ideas. Next slide. And number four is that frequently share stories and historical perspectives in the school that are often negative, discouraging, and demoralizing. So, take for example, you discourage your students in telling stories that this school is blah blah blah, that there is something going on with this school. So that what makes the culture, or you as the teacher or staff negative to the student, or the school itself is negative to the student because you discourage a student on knowing more about the school or the positive sides of the school. And number 5 is you complain, criticize, and distrust any new ideas, approaches, or suggestions for improvement raised by planning committees. So, as what Peterson have said, that there is no collaboration, there is no teamwork in present in the school culture. So, of course, there will be many complaints, criticizing with each other, and do not accept any new ideas or suggestions for the staff and the teachers. And number 6 is rarely share ideas, materials, or solutions to classroom problems. And number 7 is have few ceremonies or school traditions that celebrate what is good and hopeful about their place of work. So this next slide. So these schools are not fun places to work in and seldom try to improve what is going on. So toxic school cultures inhibit and limit improvement efforts in several ways. So we also have six several ways in school cultures that inhibit and limit improvement. So number one is that in these cultures, staff are afraid to offer suggestions or new ideas for fear of being attacked or criticized. Because when we say toxic, of course, narrow-minded, the people here are narrow-minded. They did not, the staff or the staff do not accept new ideas or suggestions from any of the staff also. So, of course, the staff here are afraid to offer suggestions or new ideas because the fear of being criticized. And number 2 is planning sessions led by the School Improvement Council or committee are often half-hearted due to the negativity and sense of hopelessness fostered by hostile staff that refuse to see that improvement is possible. Next slide, please. Okay, so
So next is for the planning sessions led by the School Improvement Council or committee are often half-hearted due to the negativity and sense of hopelessness fostered by hostile staffs that you refuse to see the improvement is possible. So during these during planning meetings led by the school administrators, people don't put in so much effort because they feel negative and hopeless. This is because some staff members are unfriendly and don't believe that things can get better. Hence, conflict cannot be resolved because of that situation. Next is for the plans fail for lack of will. Plans don't work because people don't have the determination to see them through. If the administration can't get this thing straight because before planning any types of steps to improve the institution, it is more likely that the agreed plan will just go downhill because of what they are performing as heads of the school. Next slide, please. New stuff that brings hope and sense of possibility are quickly squelched and re-socialized into negative ways of thinking. When employees bring excitement and hope, they are quickly discouraged and thought of to think negatively. Because of the toxic situations inside the environment, the new faculty or staff that has been hired may feel the negativity inside the workforce, which can also make them immediately stop their sense of collaboration within the group. Programs that are planned are poorly implemented because next is the programs that are planned are poorly implemented because the motivation and commitment to change is weak or non-existent. So planned programs don't work well because of the of people that aren't motivated or committed to making changes. In this way, creating new twists within the workforce is immediately turned down because of this, making the pre-planned programs or events in the schools hard to accomplish. Now, the last one is no one wants to work in this kind of schools, but it takes leadership, time, and focus to rebuild these festering institutions. Fortunately, most schools are not this negative, though may have some of these cultural patterns that make change problematic. Luckily, most schools that are not like this, but some still have issues that make change hard. Unlike a school that has people working there having a harmonious bond, the schools that may have a little to a big drift can observe them that they how they perform a much more flowing interaction with each other. Next slide, please. Okay, so how do schools deal with toxicity in their culture? Deal and Patterson of 1999 suggested that several things educators can do. This includes first is they can confront negativity and hostility head on and work to redirect negative energies. By confronting negativity and unfriendliness directly and trying them to turn them into positive attitudes, it is important by facing these issues. Schools can change the bad vibes into more helpful and positive energies. Next is to protect emergent issues of positive focus and effort. It is important to safeguard new sources of positivity and hard work. By protecting these positive aspects, schools can nurture a culture of growth and improvement. And the third one is actively recruit more positive and conduct constructive staff. It's essentially to actively hire staff who are positively helpful to the institution. By bringing them into more optimistic and constructive team members, schools can create a more supportive and encouraging environment. We should make sure that we hire new staff, of course. We should project the ideal attitudes that the administrator should have and educators should possess. Next slide, please. Next slide will be presented by John Harold Gamutan.
Yes, thank you for that, Mr. Talaba. Now, addressing toxicity in school culture is crucial for creating a positive and supportive environment for both student and staff. Another valuable suggestions by Deal and Peterson for educators to tackle this issue effectively are we have vigorously celebrate the positive and improving sides of the school. It is important to actively acknowledge and celebrate successes, improvements, and positive developments within the school community. This can be done through public recognition, awards, or events that highlight achievements and progress, thereby reinforcing a culture of positivity and growth. And we have ensured that improvement efforts and plans are successful by supporting them with time, energy, and resources. Schools should provide the necessary resources, support, and time for initiatives aimed at improving the school culture. This may involve allocating funds, professional development opportunities, and time for collaborative planning and implementation. And lastly, we have reconnect staff to mission of the school to help all children learn and grow. Educators should be reminded of the fundamental purpose of their work, which is to facilitate the learning and growth of all students. By emphasizing this mission, schools can reinvigorate staff commitment, foster a sense of purpose, and reinforce a collective focus on students' well being and achievement. Addressing toxicity in school culture requires a multi phase approach that involves proactive measures to redirect negativity, celebrate positivity, recruit positive oriented staff, and align efforts with the core mission of supporting student learning and growth. By implementing these strategies, schools can cultivate a more positive, supportive, and conductive learning environment for all the members of the school community. Now, the responsibility for overcoming the Detrimental impact of negative cultures and cultivating positive student-focused environment falls upon the school leaders, including principals, teachers, and often parents. These key stakeholders play a crucial role in shaping the overall culture of the school, which directly impacts the well-being and academic success of the students. School leaders, particularly principals, are instrumental by setting the tone of the school culture. By establishing clear expectation, promoting a positive and inclusive ethos, and providing effective leadership, principals can create an environment where students feel supported, valued, and motivated to succeed. Additionally, they can implement policies and initiatives that foster a sense of community and belonging among the student body. Teachers also play a pivotal role in shaping the school culture through their interactions with students, dedication to their crafts, and commitment to creating engaging and supportive learning environments. Teachers contribute significantly to the overall atmosphere of the school. Their passion for education, empathy, and ability to connect with students can have a profound impact on shaping a positive culture within the school. Furthermore, parents are essential partners in building a positive school culture. Their involvement in their children's education, support for school activities, and collaboration with educators can greatly influence the overall ethos of the school. When parents are actively engaged in the educational process, it fosters a sense of partnership and reinforces the impact of a positive and supportive school culture. It is important to recognize that without a positive and supportive culture, efforts to implement reforms will struggle. So staff morale and commitment will diminish and student learning outcomes may suffer. Therefore, it is imperative for school leaders, teachers, and parents to work collaboratively to identify and address negative influences while actively promoting and reinforcing a culture that prioritizes the well-being and success of the students. This collective effort is essential for creating an environment where students can thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. An obvious goal for student leaders for schools to develop and maintain strong strong culture. School with school cul- with strong culture will have effective leadership with exceptional student performance. That is according to Jones 2009. This emphasizes the crucial role of leadership in setting the tone of the school community and fostering an environment where students, educators, and staff can thrive. Strong cultures contribute to higher levels of student engagement, motivation, and academic success, making them a key priority for school leaders. To create a new culture of change, school principals and teacher leaders must focus on an overall organizational transformation that includes the following successful practices. We have defining the roles of the school principals, teachers, and school community through open communication and academic growth activities is essential for meeting the specific needs of the school community. The principal provides leadership and sets the vision while teachers implement it through tailored instructions. Open communication ensures alignment and academic growth activities along with community involvement, support supports student success. This collaborative approach creates an effective and cohesive educational environment. And I think this is all for my part. The rest of the organizational transformation will be discussed by Ms. Orbiso. Mr. Biso, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, John Harold. So next is scheduling effective communication mechanisms such as staff lunchroom visits, department forums, staff meeting pop-ins, and all district personnel rallies. Sharing successes through employee union newsletters, internal correspondence, and community relations that breed further successes for the diverse student populations. Next, please. And visualizing school-wide and classroom goals that support the goals of a school site and district to generate key results and offering staff development training that supports these results. Next slide, please. So, Deal's 1985 study on effective schools and their strong cultures identified eight key attributes that contribute to their success. First is shared values and a consensus on how we get things done around here. So, this attribute refers to the common beliefs, values, and norms shared among all members of the school community, including the teachers, the students, administrators, and staff. So, a strong consensus shared values that guides decision making and behavior within the school, fostering a cohesive and supportive environment. Second, the principal as a hero or heroine who embodies core values. So, the principal often embodies the school values and vision, acting as a leading figure who inspires and motivates the entire school community. So, the principal's leadership is crucial in setting the tone of for the school's culture and steering the schools towards its goals. Third is the distinctive rituals that embody widely shared beliefs. So these are unique traditions or ceremonies that are specific to the school and serve to reinforce its values and culture. So distinctive rituals can include special events, celebrations, or daily practices that highlight the school's identity and create a sense of belonging among its members. And next is employees as situational heroes or heroines. So staff members are recognized and celebrated for their contributions in specific situations. So, this recognition of staff as heroes or heroine in various contexts reinforce their value to the school community and encourages continued commitment and excellence. Next slide, please. Um, Fifth is the rituals of acculturation and cultural renewal. So these rituals are designed to introduce new members to the school's culture and periodically renew and reinforce the school's core values among all members. So such rituals ensure that the school's culture remains vibrant and that all members are aligned with its values and goals. Next is significant rituals to celebrate and transform core values. So, these ceremonies or events that both celebrate the school's core values and serve as opportunities for reflection and transformation. So, these rituals, the school community can reaffirm its commitment to its values and adapt them to changing circumstances or new insights. Next is balance between innovation and tradition and between autonomy and control. So, effective schools with strong cultures strike a balance between preserving cherished traditions and embracing innovation. So, they also find the right balance between granting autonomy to teachers and students and maintaining necessary control and structure. So this balance ensures that the school remains dynamic and adaptable while also being stable and orderly. Lastly is the widespread participation in cultural rituals. So in schools with strong cultures, there is a broad participation in cultural rituals by all members of the school community. This widespread involvement ensures that the school's culture is deeply ingrained and that its values are shared and um, lived by everyone, and creating a strong sense of community and belonging. So next will be John Philip.
So good morning everyone. So in addition, Phillips and Wagner 2003 identified following 13 possible characteristics for cultural improvement in schools. So first is collegiality, the way adults treat each other. School culture is supported when there is strong camaraderie amongst between all staff, with relationships built upon trust and understanding. The professional bonds that exist among staff members are strong enough to weather the storms that can hit school communities. There is a shared sense of belonging, purpose, and a desire for the vision of the school to be fulfilled. No one is working for themselves and no one is left out. All staff are made to feel welcome and everyone is treated as part of the team. So next is efficacy, the feeling of ownership or capacity to influence decisions. So efficacy refers to the belief and confidence individuals have in their ability to influence decisions and achieve desired outcomes, and it includes personal efficacy, which is belief in one's own abilities, and role efficacy, the belief in the effectiveness of one's role, and collective efficacy, which is shared belief in group success. Efficacy drives ownership, empowerment, and proactive engagement in decision making and actions within organizations and communities. Next is high expectations. Excellence is acknowledged and improvement is celebrated. So, high expectations in schools means setting challenging standards for academic and behavioral achievement. It involves recognizing and celebrating excellence while promoting a growth mindset and continuous improvement. This creates a positive and motivating environment where all individuals strive for excellence and personal growth. So, next slide, please. So experimentation and entrepreneurship. New ideas abound and inventions occur. So experimentation and entrepreneurship in schools encourage innovation, creativity, and problem solving. It involves fostering a culture where new ideas are welcomed and individuals are empowered to take calculated risks to drive continuous improvement. This approach promotes a dynamic and forward-thinking environment that leads to novel solutions and positive change within the educational setting. Fifth is trust and confidence. Participants believe in the leaders and each other. Trust and confidence in educational settings mean participants believe in their leaders and each other. This mutual belief fosters open communication, collaboration, and a supportive environment where individuals feel valued and respected. It encourages risk taking, innovation, and resilience, ultimately contributing to a positive and successful organizational culture. Sixth is tangible support. Tangible support efforts at improvement are substantive with abundant resources made available by all. So tangible support means providing substantial resources and commitment to improvement initiatives within an organization. This includes allocating adequate funding, offering professional development opportunities, upgrading infrastructure, and engaging stakeholders collaboratively. Tangible support is essential for fostering a culture of innovation and achieving meaningful progress towards organizational goals. Next slide, please. So appreciation and recognition improvement. So it is people feel special and act special. Appreciation and recognition improvement means acknowledging and valuing individuals' contributions within an organization by making people feel special and appreciated. It boosts morale, inspires excellence, and fosters a positive work culture. This practice enhances motivation, loyalty, and overall organizational success. And eighth is humor. Caring is expressed through kidding. So humor carrying through kidding is it involves using light-hearted humor to show care and build rapport within a group. It creates a positive atmosphere, eases tension, and fosters camaraderie. This approach boosts morale, enhances communication, and promotes creativity when used respectfully and sensitively. So ninth is shared decision making by all participants. Anyone affected by a decision is involved in making and implementing the decision. So, by making all participants involved, everyone is affected by decision and its creation and implementation. This involves inclusive approach and it fosters collaboration, ownership, and accountability. It enhances problem solving, promotes transparency, and empowers individuals within the organization. This results in more effective and sustainable outcomes due to diverse perspectives and collective engagement. So next slide, please. So protect what is important. Participants keep vision and avoid trivial tasks. So it means that participants prioritize the organization's core vision and goals, focusing on activities that align with strategic priorities while avoiding distractions and trivial tasks. This strategic focus ensures resources are directed towards impactful initiatives that drive meaningful outcomes and uphold organizational values. So 11th is traditions. So it is celebrations. And so celebrations refers to the practice of honoring customs and events that hold significance within a group. This includes persevering cultural practices, marking milestones, and fostering community through shared rituals. Traditions enhance identity, promotes values, and strengthen social bonds among participants. And next is open and honest communication. Information flows throughout the organization in formal and informal channels. So, so information is shared through formal, which is through meetings, emails, and reports, and informal through conversations, chats, social interactions. And this approach promotes transparency, collaboration, and trust among participants, leading to better understanding and alignment with organizational goals. And lastly is metaphors and stories. So metaphors and stories, it is the evidence of behavior being communicated and influenced by internal imagery. So it refers to symbolic language and narratives to communicate and influence behavior by tapping into internal imagery emotions with individuals in the school organization. So metaphors and stories communicate complex ideas, influence behavior, and shape cultural narratives. They are powerful tools for engaging individuals, fostering empathy, and inspiring action within organizations and communities. So that's all for my part. So thank you everyone. I hope you learned something from our discussion and see you again next time. Thank you and goodbye.